The sun's barely up, painting the Kansas plains gold, when Tobias Caldwell spots something that stops his heart. A line of 200 Cheyenne warriors, silent as ghosts, sitting tall on their horses just beyond his rickety fence. Not a sound, not a twitch. It's so quiet it's eerie, like the world's holding its breath. Every homesteader in the county feels the air turn heavy, like trouble's about to explode. Inside his creaky cabin, Tobias presses himself against the wall, clutching his old shotgun, hands slick with sweat. He peeks through a knothole and sees them faces streaked with war paint, spears catching the dawn's light, eyes locked on his land like wolves circling a lost calf. His chest tightens as one terrifying thought hits him. Where's Lila? His 7-year-old daughter was skipping rocks by the stream just before sunrise when he went to fix a broken gate. Now she's nowhere, and 200 of fiercest warriors in the territory are camped out like they're guarding a secret. The Cheyenne leader slides off his horse, slow and deliberate. Even from a distance, Tobias can see the man's presence, scars crisscrossing his arms, hawk feathers braided into his hair. The other warriors shift slightly, like he's their North Star. This isn't some random band. This guy's the real deal. Tobias wipes his brow, mind racing. Did they grab Lila? Are they here to negotiate, or is his cabin about to go up in flames? The leader steps toward the cabin, each move careful, moccasins silent on the dusty ground. The other warriors stay still as stone, like shadows carved into the morning. When the leader stops just steps from the porch, Tobias feels his lungs lock up. Those sharp eyes seem to pierce right through the walls, like they know he's there, shaking like a leaf. Then the leader does something that makes Tobias's jaw drop. He speaks, voice steady and clear, in perfect English. Tobias Caldwell, I'm Iron Hawk of the Cheyenne. We need to speak. Hearing his own name from this warrior's mouth sends ice through his veins. But what's worse is how Iron Hawk sounds calm, almost reverent, not like he's here to fight. He keeps going, voice low but firm. Your daughter did something yesterday that my people will never forget. It's big. Tobias feels the earth tilt. Whatever Lila did, whatever small thing she stumbled into, it's pulled the attention of one of the Cheyenne's most powerful leaders. And now, with 200 warriors at his back, Iron Hawk's here to settle it. But what could a 7-year-old do to bring this kind of storm? And why does Iron Hawk sound like he's here to honor her, not punish her? Tobias grips his shotgun tighter, every instinct screaming to stay hidden, wait for the militia to roll in. But Iron Hawk's words echo something about Lila, something she did. Taking a ragged breath, he steps out onto the porch. The second he appears, the warriors shift, hands brushing their knives and bows, but no one draws. They just watch, waiting for Iron Hawk's signal. Iron Hawk sizes him up, noting his patched-up clothes, calloused hands, and the way he holds his gun like he knows it but prays he won't need it. When Iron Hawk speaks again, his voice carries weight. Yesterday, one of my warriors lay dying by your stream. Tobias's stomach lurches. A dying Cheyenne on his land? If the militia caught wind, they'd accuse him of hiding an enemy. But turning the warrior away would have brought these 200 men down on him for blood. Iron Hawk continues. Swift Deer was ambushed by trappers 2 days ago. He dragged himself to your stream to die in peace, away from his foes. He chose the willow tree by the water. That's Lila's favorite spot, where she builds little forts from twigs and sings to her ragdoll. Tobias's throat tightens as the pieces click. My daughter, he starts, but Iron Hawk raises a hand. Your daughter found him there, he says. A little girl with braids like wheat and a patched yellow dress. That's Lila, no doubt. Swift Deer thought she'd scream or run for help. Instead, Iron Hawk pauses, a flicker of awe in his eyes. She knelt beside him. When she saw him shivering, she took her scarf, the bright one she always wears, and draped it over him. Tobias can't breathe. Lila's scarf, the one her mother knitted before fever took her, the one Lila clings to every night. She gave it to a dying warrior? She stayed with him, Iron Hawk says, softer now. She held his hand as he passed, sang him a little song, one of your people's tunes, until he was gone. Then she laid river stones on his chest, like our people do for the dead. Tobias feels like he's been kicked. His 7-year-old didn't just help a stranger. She gave a Cheyenne warrior a burial that echoed their ways, without even knowing it. Lila honored a man's death in a way that shook Ironhawk's people to their core. Ironhawk steps closer, and Tobias sees something unexpected in his eyes: gratitude. No settler has ever shown such respect to one of our fallen. Your daughter gave Swift Deer peace in his final moments, dignity for his spirit. But then Ironhawk's face hardens, and Tobias feels a chill. There's a problem, Tobias. Caldwell. A problem that brought us here. That word problem hits like a hammer. Tobias's grip tightens, his mind spinning with dread. What could Lila's kindness have broken? What Cheyenne code did she unknowingly cross? Ironhawk seems to read his fear. When we found Swift Deer this morning, we found something else. He pulls a small object from his pouch, and Tobias's heart stops. Lila's yellow hair ribbon. The one she loves, stained with dark red blotches. Blood. Your daughter left this beside him, Ironhawk says, holding it up. But this blood isn't Swift Deer's. Terror crashes over Tobias. Blood on Lila's ribbon means she's hurt, maybe badly. His little girl could be out there, bleeding, alone, while he's been cowering behind his door. Where is she? He demands, stepping forward, not caring about the warriors watching. Where's my daughter? Ironhawk's face stays calm. That's why we're here. By Cheyenne law, when someone honors our dead like this, they become part of our people. Your daughter's act tied her to us in ways you don't understand. The words slam into Tobias. Cheyenne law, tribal bonds. They're not here to thank Lila, they're here to claim her. She's 7, Tobias says, voice cracking. She doesn't know your laws. She was just helping someone who was hurting. That's why it matters, Ironhawk replies. Kindness without reward, compassion for a stranger. These are the heart of a Cheyenne. By our traditions, she belongs with us now. The 200 warriors sit still, but their presence feels like a wall closing in. To them, Lila's already theirs. There's more, Ironhawk says, his voice heavier. The blood on her ribbon says she's hurt. She could be in danger. We need to find her now. The image of Lila, scared and bleeding, makes Tobias's knees weak. Then let's move, he snaps. Every second we talk, she's out there. Ironhawk cuts him off. You don't understand. If we find her and she's injured, our law says we care for her as one of us. That means taking her to our camp, healing her our way, raising her as Cheyenne. The full weight hits Tobias. Lila's hurt, missing, and even if they find her alive, their laws could take her from him forever. Ironhawk watches Tobias's panic for a moment before speaking. There's one way to keep her, one way to honor both our law and your love. Hope flares in Tobias's chest, but Ironhawk's next words are a gut punch. You must prove you're worthy of raising a Cheyenne daughter. You must pass 3 trials to show you respect our ways, our spirit, our heart. Tobias's head spins. 3 trials? Cheyenne tests could mean anything: combat, rituals, impossible feats. What if I say no? He asks, dreading the answer. Ironhawk's face turns cold. Then we take her when we find her, and you lose her for good. Suddenly, a faint cry pierces the air. A child's voice, scared and weak, calling for help. It comes again, from the old ravine, a quarter-mile past the stream. Tobias and Ironhawk turn toward it, hearts racing. Without thinking, Tobias bolts, but Ironhawk grabs his arm. Hold on, he says sharply. That could be a trap. Trappers use kids' cries to lure us out. Tobias stares, stunned. That's my daughter. I don't care if it's a trap, I'm going. But Ironhawk doesn't let go. If you die rushing in, who faces the trials? Who proves they can raise her? It stings, but Tobias knows he's right. If he's killed, Lila's theirs forever. Ironhawk raises a hand, and 15 warriors dismount, moving toward the ravine like whispers in the grass, blending into the land. They'll scout, Ironhawk says. If it's safe, we get her. If it's a trap, we'll know. Tobias watches, awestruck, as the Cheyenne move like shadows, nothing like the savage raiders the newspapers scream about. They're precise, like hunters who know every inch of the earth. Minutes later, a scout returns, signaling Iron Hawk, whose face tightens. She's there, alive, but trapped. Tobias's heart leaps and sinks. Trapped how? The ravines. Edge collapsed, the scout says. She fell into a sinkhole about 12 feet down. Loose dirt sliding in, and the walls are crumbling. The situation's a nightmare. The ravine's unstable, carved by years of floods. Lila's stuck in a pit that could bury her. We need ropes, boards, something to shore it up. Tobias says, mind racing. Ironhawk shakes his head. No time. The scouts say the walls won't hold long. Maybe 15 minutes before it collapses. Tobias's panic spikes. A rushed rescue could trigger a slide and crush Lila. Waiting for tools means she's buried alive. Ironhawk looks at him, dead serious. This is your first trial, Tobias Caldwell. Not the one I chose, but the one the spirits gave. You decide risk. A fast rescue that could kill her, or trust Cheyenne ways you don't understand. What Cheyenne ways? Tobias demands. Our healer, Quiet Wind, can call on the earth spirits to steady the ground, but you must trust completely. Doubt or interference breaks the ritual. Tobias's mind rebel spirits? That's old world talk, not something a practical man buys into. But Lila's faint cry echoes again, weaker now, and he's trapped between madness and logic. Ironhawk's eyes bore into him. What's worth more, homesteader? Your daughter's life or your stubbornness? If you were Tobias, what would you choose? Trust the Cheyenne's strange ritual or stick to a rescue that might be too slow? Drop it in the comments, because Tobias's next move decides if Lila lives or dies in the next 15 minutes. Tobias shuts his eyes, wrestling with everything he's ever known about reason. But Lila's trembling daddy from the sinkhole breaks him. Tell me what to do, he says quietly. Ironhawk nods, a flicker of respect in his eyes. Quiet Wind isn't just our healer. He was a trapper's guide years ago, mapping every ravine and sinkhole in this territory. He knows how the earth moves. Relief washes over Tobias. This isn't just mysticism. It's knowledge wrapped in Cheyenne belief. Quiet Wind knows the land's bones. An old man steps forward, face lined like cracked earth, eyes bright as coals. He carries a small bundle of sage and polished stones. Without a word, he kneels by the sinkhole, arranging the stones in a careful circle. He's asking the earth to hold firm. Ironhawk explains as Quiet Wind begins a low chant, his hands tracing the ground, feeling for shifts in the dirt. He's also reading the land cracks, loose soil, anything about to give. Tobias watches, stunned, as Quiet Wind's fingers move like they're speaking to the earth itself. Lila, Tobias calls into the dark. Can you hear me, honey? Daddy, her voice comes back, small but alive. I'm scared. My ankle hurts, and dirt's falling on me. Quiet Wind mutters to Ironhawk, who translates. She's on a narrow shelf, 12 feet down. Her ankle's sprained, but she's not slipping. The dirt above is unstable, maybe 10 minutes before it caves. Tobias's heart pounds, but he stays steady. What's the plan? Someone light and skilled needs to go down, Ironhawk says. One wrong move, and the whole thing collapses. He points to a lean warrior, all sinew and focus. Fleet Fox can do it. He's climbed ravines before. Tobias shakes his head. No, she's my daughter. She's terrified. A stranger might spook her, make her slip. It's gotta be me. You're too heavy, Ironhawk says bluntly. You'll bring the walls down. Then teach me to move like you, Tobias pleads. Your men melt into the land. Show me how to be light, how to feel the earth like Quiet Wind. Ironhawk studies him, then nods. It's risky, but you're her father. The ground shakes slightly, and Quiet Wind speaks urgently. Ironhawk translates. 8 minutes left. Ironhawk strips off Tobias's heavy jacket and boots. Cheyenne way, you move with the earth, not against it. Feel for solid ground before each step. Move like a breeze, not a storm. He hands Tobias a woven rope. This will hold you both, but only if the anchor holds. Tobias looks into the dark sinkhole where Lila waits, hurt and scared. 8 minutes. One chance. As he starts down, Quiet wind touches his shoulder, speaking in halting English. Earth tests your soul. Go down a settler, come up a father. Trust the ground. Trust your daughter. Trust Cheyenne way. If you're hooked on this tale of courage and heart, hit subscribe. Things are about to get even wilder. Tobias steps into the sinkhole, the walls trembling like they're alive. He moves barefoot, testing each foothold, every muscle tense, waiting for a collapse. Above, quiet wind's chant grows stronger, and the shifting dirt seems to settle. The old man's not just praying, he's reading the earth's pulse, sensing every crack. "Daddy," Lila's voice drifts up, faint and frightened. "Something's moving." "I'm coming, honey," Tobias calls, keeping his voice soft. "Stay still. Just talk to me." He inches down, feeling the earth as Iron Hawk taught him, finding stable spots before moving. At 10 feet, he sees Lila in the faint light, curled on a dirt shelf, her ankle swollen, her face smudged with tears and dust, but her eyes light up when she sees him. "There's my brave girl," he whispers, easing closer. "You're doing so good, Lila. Just a little longer." The shelf above her is crumbling, dirt trickling down. One wrong move could bury them both. Tobias reaches her, balancing carefully. Lila tries to grab him, but he stops her gently. "Easy, honey. We gotta be super careful. Your ankles hurt, and this place isn't safe." Lila nods, tears streaming. "It hurts, Daddy. I was so scared you wouldn't come." "I'll always come," Tobias says, his voice thick. "No matter what, I'll find you." He starts, tying the rope around them, crafting a harness to lift them together. But then a new sound cuts through hooves, dozens of them. Iron Hawk shouts orders in Cheyenne, then calls down. "Militia's coming. A patrol, maybe 20 men. 3 minutes. Out." If soldiers see 200 Cheyenne on Tobias's land, they'll assume an attack and open fire, turning this into a bloodbath. And if Tobias and Lila are still in the sinkhole, they're trapped. Iron Hawk yells again. "They'll think we're holding you. They won't listen. They'll shoot. Get up now." The rope's not fully secured. Lila's ankle needs bracing. And the shelf is shaking. Tobias hears the militia's shouts, the clatter of sabers. Lila looks up, terrified. "Daddy, what's that noise?" Tobias is stuck. Stay to finish the rescue, and they're caught in a firefight. Rush up with Lila hurt and the ground unstable, and they could trigger a collapse. Above, Iron Hawk tries to reason with the approaching militia, but their leader's voice booms. "This is Captain Hayes, 3rd Militia. Release your hostages or we fire." Iron Hawk's voice stays steady. "No hostages. We're saving a child in that sinkhole." "Cheyenne don't save settlers," Hayes snaps. "Where's Tobias?" "Caldwell?" The shelf groans, dirt falling past Lila, time slipping away. Iron Hawk tries again. "Caldwell's in the sinkhole with his injured daughter. We're helping, but Hayes isn't buying it. You've got 20 seconds to show me Caldwell, or we attack." It's absurd Iron Hawk's telling the truth, but it's too wild for a soldier to believe. Cheyenne saving a settler's kid? Impossible. Tobias makes a split-second call. "Lila, we're going now. Hold me tight. Keep your ankle still." He signals the Cheyenne to pull, but as they lift, Lila's foot brushes the wall. Her yelp of pain echoes, and the vibration sets off a rumble. The shelf cracks, dirt pouring down like a waterfall. Tobias pulls her close, shielding her as debris falls. The rope jerks upward. The Cheyenne are hauling fast. Above, the sinkhole's collapse drowns out everything. Hayes thinks the worst. "They're killing them," he shouts. "Fire!" But instead of fighting, the Cheyenne do something unbelievable. All 200 drop their weapons, dismount, and raise their hands. Kansas's fiercest warriors surrender without a shot. Hayes hesitates, stunned, as Iron Hawk steps forward, hands up. "Stop! A man and his child are in that sinkhole. We're saving them." Just then, Tobias and Lila are pulled free, tumbling onto the grass as the sinkhole caves in behind them. They're coughing, covered in dirt, but alive. Hayes' rifle wavers as he sees the Cheyenne tending to them, offering water, checking Lila's ankle like she's their own. Iron Hawk helps Tobias up. "Captain Hayes, here's Tobias Caldwell and his daughter Lila, alive because of Cheyenne. Help." Hayes lowers his weapon, baffled. Why would Cheyenne risk their lives for settlers? Ironhawk looks at Lila, clutching her dad despite her pain. Because this child gave honor to our dying warrior. She gave him peace when she could have run. Hayes stares, trying to process a story that flips everything he's been told about Cheyenne. But Ironhawk's not finished. This was only the first trial. Tobias Caldwell has 2 more to prove he's worthy of raising a Cheyenne daughter. Hayes blinks. What trials? Ironhawk's gaze is steady. Tests of heart and spirit, to show he respects both worlds, hers and ours. Hayes shakes his head. This is youth land. Cheyenne laws don't apply. You need to leave. Ironhawk stands firm. Your laws honor our traditions for our people. This child became ours through her actions. The trials must continue. Hayes' hand hovers near his revolver, but Tobias speaks up. Let him finish, Captain. My daughter helped a dying man, and these warriors saved her. I owe them a chance. Ironhawk nods. The second trial is sacrifice. Your daughter gave her scarf to Swift Deer, giving up something precious to ease his pain. Can you do the same? Tobias frowns. What do you want? Your cabin, Ironhawk says. This land you've poured your life into. Give it to the Cheyenne, and we'll know you understand her act. The words hit like a sledgehammer. This cabin is his everything, his livelihood, his memories of his wife, Lila's future. Hayes snaps. You can't take a man's home. But Tobias looks at Lila, her trusting eyes on him despite her pain. She gave her scarf without hesitation. Can he do less? If I give the cabin, Tobias says slowly, where do we go? How do I provide for her? Ironhawk's face is unreadable. That's not our concern. You wanted to prove you're worthy. This is the price. The plains go quiet. Only the rustle of grass in the wind. Warriors and soldiers watch. Lila looks at her dad, believing in him. Tobias thinks of his wife's dreams for this place, the years of sweat. Then he sees Lila, alive and trusting. Where do I sign? Ironhawk's eyes soften. You don't sign, Tobias Caldwell. The test wasn't giving up your home, it was choosing your daughter's honor over your own comfort. You passed. Relief floods Tobias, but Ironhawk continues. The third trial is the hardest. You must accept that Lila belongs to 2 world settler and Cheyenne. You must raise her to honor both, to respect the spirit in both. Tobias looks at Lila, who's shown more heart at 7 than most ever. Well, I promise. Ironhawk pulls out Lila's scarf, cleaned and mended. Swift Deer's spirit guided us to this. He wanted her to have it back with thanks for her kindness. Lila hugs it, tears of joy falling. Ironhawk turns to the soldiers and warriors. Let this day be remembered. A child showed honor that knows no borders, and a father proved he's worthy of her heart. The Cheyenne mount their horses. Ironhawk places a hand on Lila's head, a quiet blessing, and grips Tobias's arm. When she's grown, she be welcome among us. She earned it, and you earned the right to guide her. As the Cheyenne ride off and the militia prepares to leave, Hayes shakes his head. In all my years, I've never seen anything like this. Tobias holds Lila close as the sunset burns the sky red, her scarf tight in her hands. Daddy, she whispers. I didn't know a scarf could cause all this. Tobias smiles, brushing her hair. Sometimes, honey, the smallest acts of kindness change the world. You helped someone, and that changed everything. Lila Caldwell grew up to be a bridge between worlds, teaching Cheyenne stories and settler history in Kansas schools. She never forgot that one kind act could turn strangers into allies. Tobias never remarried, dedicating his life to raising his extraordinary daughter and fostering peace with the Cheyenne. His cabin became a meeting ground for settlers and Cheyenne, a testament to understanding. Lila was welcomed in Cheyenne camps, learning their songs and ways. At her wedding years later, Cheyenne warriors attended, honoring the girl whose heart changed heirs. Her scarf became a symbol, passed down through generations, a reminder that kindness knows no boundaries. If this story of courage and heart grabbed you, hit subscribe for more tales from the frontier that'll keep you hooked.